Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the counter, here's Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge. And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Flushed out right. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's good for 28 yards. On play action, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option to run a play action, maybe throwing it.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
The New York set to take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon. And it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Darnold. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
First quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. try a little trickery here on the end around. Fighting through. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6-0 our score after one. Well, now they'll try the end around. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Steps away to his left. And this one's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And how about this? It's complete. He will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They pass up the 3, fake it, it doesn't work. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Well, that was an intriguing call. You got a chip shot field goal, tight game. Why not just take the 3?
I know that not all the old rules apply in today's NFL, and in fact, I'd love to have an analytics coach here with us right now to say why that was probably a good play. I don't know that even the analytics coach would have said that. That seemed like a bad play. Take the points there and move on.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 3rd down, here's Bell, and he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? It's going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And they're able to return this one all the way up to the 45.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
fake here on first down. Being chased out left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 43 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. C.J. Mosley, a sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. It's caught at the 10. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down. Rodgers to his tight end Graham on a big one. 49 yards. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. Dancing to his left. And that'll be incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And again, it's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. He's got the hook up to Lazard. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So Sam Darnold in the offense. Down by 16, a little over a minute to go. They've yet to score all game long, but now they need to do so twice in short order to have a shot. On first down, Darnold. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On second and 10, Darnold. And this is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And this is incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
Eluding the pressure, and a big loss here as he's taken down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down. On third and long, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Fighting through pressure. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
Did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers. Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was a safety, Rashad Jones, that time, who was able to break up the play. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he's got the connection to the tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Packers. 10 yards on the touchdown pass, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They run it with Balaj, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Fitzpatrick, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and the line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, that leads to a play-action sack. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Rodgers now on first down. Buying time to his left. No, it stays up, and he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. On second and a long way to go. Rodgers, he's got a man, complete. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Packers. Allen Lazard, 91 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard 6. On third down, Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this will go out of bounds, and my goodness, he didn't even get that thing to the 30. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And it's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off it.
And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's got it. And it's caught for a Packers touchdown. Allen Lazard. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom.
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
First down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Touchdown, Packers! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point try now for Crosby. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it. Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Vince Beagle. He's the one who runs him down, and my goodness, that is just a disastrous loss for this offense.
It
And
ain't
this one
about
from
to
about
be.
2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Now a deep ball there on second
It
down,
ain't
but
about to
it'll
be a
wind up
dumb
incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Rodgers, flushed out right, lets this one rip toward Graham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Here we go on fourth down with Rodgers. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's got the connection to the tight end Graham. Touchdown Packers. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after him early and try and create a big play.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Za'Darius Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 8 into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. Into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of It's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead,
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
They intercepted
Picked
it.
up by Xavier Howard. Their passing game
Yeah,
has been
14
spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
you think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 22, Fitzpatrick, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again.
And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. Vince Beagle, he's the one credited for the sack there, but certainly no credit given offensively. That play, well, it defies logic. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got him in, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Now Rodgers being chased out left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Jerome Baker, he's the one who's going to get credit for the sack, and he, like the rest of us, have to be saying, okay.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easy.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it on the other side, is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners
Yeah.
who listen, getting the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw again. Fitzpatrick nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Za'Darius Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Fitzpatrick now. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves. Packers bring pressure and they block it.
What the fuck was
Look at
that?
the big man rumble. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I've got to laugh here.
Oh,
and
man,
I really
that
don't
was
want to
good
because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it? This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are
Oh,
no feelings
man,
there.
that's
They
funny.
don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head to head.
But that's
The
about it.
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were